What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not another damn
Another
podcast.
podcast.
Presented by
Our damn selves.
the 324. We're going to
Yes.
call this the Oz episode because I was born on 324. March 24th, baby.
No, I'm kidding. Not a hater. I'm not a hater.
I'll do the same. When we get to episode 626, I remember to do the same thing. Got a ways to go before we get there, but what's up, kid? How was your week? Because I had a hell of a week.
It was recovery because after being back from vacation, like we said, sometimes you need a vacation from your vacation. So just try to get back in the swing of preparing for back to school, because now we're in the countdown because the kids will be starting back to school very, very soon. And I was just trying to get them settled in and everything, get myself back in the groove of working.
Final countdown like the bad boy Pistons. You know. If you watch basketball in the late 80s or early 90s, you know what I'm talking
about. But no, they're ready for school, though. They're super excited. They're ready to start the new year and, be in their new classroom. Khalil's at a new school now.
Yeah, so he got to be hyped.
He
got to be hyped. He's with his sister to go together.
Making friends.
Ari might not be all that fired up over that, but I'm sure he is.
She is. She's very excited.
So she's still young. That's why she hasn't reached that age where you don't want to be bothered with your little siblings. So you never had that experience because you were always the little sibling. I've been on both ends. Like I've been the little sibling with Kareem, me and Feast trying to tag along with him. He'd be like, "Get out of here!" It's like, yeah. And then I've been like where I had you like the little sibling. I was like, "Oh, all right, kid, you cramping my style." So I've been on both ends of that. So I get like we're like the older one be like, "Okay, yeah, like I'm trying to be with my people. I
want my space. Like take your little young stuff.
Trying to babysit." But Ari, she's not there yet. So yeah,
no.
The 8. Give it maybe 3 years, she might be there.
I hope that they always remain close. I hope they don't go through that. I hope. But she's very protective of him. Like she's always looking out for him.
That's like 2 peas in a pod. Yeah.
She's always trying to look out for him.
And now we cool again. Yeah, so it's an evolution.
I mean, I think sometimes she needs to learn the cues about like Khalil wants his own space sometimes, because then she sometimes wants to.
So she's the opposite. Sometimes she's the annoying one. Okay, I get it.
Well, it's like because I guess she feels like because she's older and that she has more experience.
You can tell.
So she's kind of like, yeah, well, he's like, you don't have to say that, Ariana. He's like, yeah, you don't have to do this. Or he basically is like, you're not my mama, basically. It's like what he's like trying to say in so many words.
My sister, not my mama, basically.
Because she does try to parent him sometimes. And then I'm like, you're only 3 years older than him.
I think that's what made us. Because I never tried to parent you. I think I was the only one. It's like the other brothers, like I can't speak for them, but I never tried to parent the kid. We always just cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I can definitely agree with that.
I never tried to tell you what to do. I'll let you make your own decision. So that's why I'm doing the podcast with you instead of Feast. That's why.
Kareem is old, so he can't help it. Why he tried to parent me.
Kareem remembers when Kool Herc started hip hop in the South Bronx in 1973. He remembers August 11th, 1973. Probably doesn't, but I'm just talking shit though. You're old if you actually remember when that event happened.
When Star Wars debuted.
I probably does remember, yeah. That was 77, I'm sure
he remembers that. He definitely remembers that.
I was in 75. He remembers that, I'm sure. When everybody was scared to go in the water, I'm sure he remembered that shit. Speaking of which, let's talk about my week and why I'm wearing this.
Yes.
Brookman University. Yeah, that's right. I spent the entire week pretty much in Daytona. Yes. Beautiful Daytona, Florida, which is the home of Bethune-Cookman University, a historically Black college university, part of them. Yeah.
Yes.
You definitely feel because like yeah, my babe, she took a new job down there. Shout out to Lindoria. She new gig. Yeah. She's gonna be a professor at Bethune-Cookman.
I
So
like it. I like it.
so I went down there to get her moved in and get away a little bit myself. Because everybody's like,
Yeah.
oh, you're gonna never take a vacation. Everybody said at university, yeah. Like everybody pretty much said, you don't never go. Yeah. So
No.
how did it feel? I'm like, oh, it felt good to get out. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I was there for like the entire week. I just got back to Chicago on Friday. So yeah, I spent the entire week and it was part road trip and part and I flew back. Yeah, because we drove down there because she had to take her stuff. It's like,
Right.
yeah, because she's like, why buy all new everything? It's like I got a house full of stuff. It's like, yeah. So some of her furniture down there. So like, yeah, packed it up. I was like, yeah, just hitch a little trailer onto the back of her truck. Yeah, load it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hit the road. 17-hour drive. Stopped in Georgia overnight though, so we didn't drive the whole 17. Yeah, stopped like
Yeah.
did like 11 and stopped like out just outside of Atlanta. Spent the night and then I'm gonna tell you about that ordeal in a minute. And then the second leg went from to Florida portion, the Georgia Florida portion, and ended up in Daytona on Monday. Yeah, we left Sunday, so we ended up last Monday. Finally got to Daytona. Got unloaded Tuesday because we wasn't doing that shit on Monday. I was like, we're going to sleep.
Yeah, after driving 17 hours, like I'm resting.
And then stuff got settled. So I spent Wednesday and especially Thursday was our leisure day. Spent that at the actual Daytona Beach. Yeah, we went to the coastline, the shoreline as they call it. It's the equivalent of the lakefront in Chicago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
Yeah, and I was saying, when I say that place was beautiful, I'm like, wow, like white sand, water wasn't cold because like Chicago, like even you go to the lake, like even in summer, yeah, your body gotta adjust to the water. So
Yeah.
Step right into that Atlantic Ocean. I'm like, wow, this water is warm. It's like like a lukewarm is what I would call it. I was like, yeah, water wasn't cold at all. Then again, you got that tropical heat down there. It's like different kind of heat down there.
We got that humidity.
Came back, you definitely know, like when you notice a difference. We did Bud Billiken on Saturday, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit as well. And some of the people on the float with me talking about how hot it was, like this is a nice fall day to me. It's like because I was like, you ain't seeing hot and go down to Florida. Where I just came from. It's a nice 85-degree day. I'm like, this is wonderful. So it was over 100 the whole time I was down there. You step outside, your glasses fog up. That's how hot it is. If you're wearing glasses, they're gonna fog up. You step outside.
You see my face I'm making? Like, okay.
Literally, glasses fogging up. I was like, yeah, you ain't felt this kind of heat yet, but I talk about my journey. That's what I'll do. Yeah, like I said, we drove down Sunday. Let's start from the beginning. Yeah, we wanted to leave early Sunday, because we had 11 hours for the first leg, and then you want to get us an early start. Just think about that, yeah, because even if you leave at noon, you're not gonna get there till damn near midnight. It's like you gotta leave early, yeah. So we want to get out by like 7 or 8 o'clock at least, yeah. So you get there like in the evening.
But right.
Never leave when you think you're gonna leave every time. You always which is why you give yourself that early start. And if you like shot for a noon time, you're not gonna leave till like 2 or 3 o'clock. So yeah.
Right.
It's not for early, and we still got on the road like 10-ish. So I was like, we're gonna get there at night, but that's cool. At least So made the drive. Went through Indiana, 65 South. Yeah, all my Indiana folks know all about I-65. Went through the Nap, which was cool. I was like, yeah, I hadn't been to the Nap in years. Yeah, I went twice. It's my third time going through. So I went twice before. Brother Dave, we went like some years back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, went through the Nap. And we got to Kentucky. And then that's when we switched, yeah, because that's why a good thing for like I went as well too to like help the driving and everything. Yeah.
Right.
So she
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have to drive all of that by herself. Like,
Yeah, that's too much. Yeah.
so yeah, we switched over to Kentucky. Yeah, gas up the car and switched over. And she said I set her up because while we were in Indianapolis, part of the time we hit some traffic, like it was an accident or something. And
Mm-hmm.
your GPS will like find an alternate route.
Right.
Like an alternate route, and then we took the alternate route, but it took us down the back roads of Kentucky. We were off the highway, like pretty much all through Kentucky and parts of Tennessee, which we also went to. So we were on the back roads.
Uh-uh. I don't do back roads. Mm-mm.
I was documenting the whole time. I got pics of like when we first got into the Kentucky, and we went through Louisville. So I took pictures of the University of Louisville and all of that. Yeah, I was like, okay, so we're still on the highway. Then we switched over and got on the back roads. It was like, yeah, you set me up. Like I didn't know. I thought it was gonna take us down an alternate highway. I didn't know it was gonna be on the back roads. And that was definitely interesting. Those cases, I done definitely seen some serious bluegrass now. All through
Not the bluegrass.
the bluegrass day, we definitely saw plenty of that. Yeah. Then got into Tennessee. Shout out
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
So that was my first time in Kentucky, and I've been to Tennessee before we went there as kids, like years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So and then we switched over again in Tennessee, and then it just so happened when I finished the Tennessee leg and led us into Florida. I mean Georgia. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, led us into Georgia. Yeah, we switched.
Mm-hmm.
I took the rest of the route because she's like, yeah, after that Kentucky shit, you drive it. So I drove. They through her the rest of Tennessee and like into Georgia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Got us there. We're supposed to have a stay with a family member of hers that set us up. People are like they say, oh yeah, we got you a guest room. And she stayed with this family member before, and they had a guest room, but now they doing some reno to their house, so the house is like in chaos. So so why would you even like have people over if your house is in chaos? Just say like, hey, like we doing some reno. You
We're
probably
doing work because it
probably
happens.
yeah
Houses need work every so often.
yeah.
It happens. So if you're trying to renovate your home, I would not advise having overnight guests while you're trying to renovate. I wouldn't advise it.
So we walk into the area because we had our own entrance to like get in. It was like yeah, so that was cool. We wouldn't have to walk through her house and everything. Like we
Yeah.
had an entrance to go in. I walk in and I see a damn bean bag on the floor. Like for 11 hours, I know we're not sleeping on that damn bean bag. So she calls up, and then the relative says, "Oh yeah, well it's a bed down there that you've got to he's got to put it together." We think put it together, okay, like throw the covers, like
Yeah, new sheets.
regular shit. It's like yeah, just like you thought it was just like yeah, just the mattress and box spring just sitting there, like okay, we just gotta dress it up to make it comfortable. But nah, it was a bed we had to put together. It was like in pieces.
IKEA.
And now bitch. Oh, she had dogs too that we couldn't. So I didn't even go in. I never went upstairs. I never even met the relative yet. Couldn't point her out in the lineup. Never stuff met because because Babe had her dog. Like yeah, she took her dog with her, and like her dog ain't like the relatives' dogs. They were vicious dogs, so like we can't take her in. They will attack. So that ain't gonna happen. And so then she said, "Oh well, I have an apartment as well too that y'all can stay there." So okay, like so we drive another 20 minutes to the apartment, and then we get there. Remember, we got that trailer on the back of the truck, yeah. You
Mm.
know, a lot of places to park. You can't squeeze into no tiny parking spot. We getting in like after midnight, remember? Because like we made
Right.
stops. Look, we had the dog. We stopped at 8, so we made stops. We got in. It was like close to midnight when we got into Georgia. So yeah, trying to drive around and find parking at that time. You don't want to just park anywhere, especially out of town. Come back, your
Yeah.
shit. Fuck. It's like yeah,
Yeah.
like I don't want to get towed into the city, let alone like out of town. Like I'm not even gonna
Mhm.
find my shit.
Or you
So
might get booted, or your trailer might get broken into. Like you don't know where you're at. So
so babe said, "Fuck it, let's just get a hotel." Shit, yeah. So I was like, agreed. So lucky we found one that was pet friendly. Remember, we had the dog with us, so just trying to
mhm.
find a hotel after midnight that accepts pets. That was a challenge. Yeah. Luckily, we found one about 3 minutes from where we were at. I was like, okay.
Mhm.
So yeah, got some good sleep. Got some ate some breakfast. You know, they got the complimentary
The
breakfast.
condo was yeah, condo. Mhm.
Some good breakfast. Then hit the road from Georgia to Florida, which I drove a good portion. We switched over temporarily, but I drove a lot of that to get up
Mhm.
into Florida. And then our first stop in Florida, we stopped at a rest stop as soon as we crossed in. And so I'll tell you, when I opened the car door, I stepped out. That heat in the face. Like, oh yeah, I see now what you're talking about. This Florida heat. And then I got a picture of like yeah the welcome center and all of that. Welcome to Florida and all of that with the
Mhm.
and then it was a little swamp over there. I was like, wonder if it's gators in that motherfucker. It's like, that's what I looked at. That's where my mind went. If a gator had popped out of
I would have been like, just run.
we stopped at to take the dog, and the dog like decided she wanted to walk her ass over there by that water.
Oh
Like,
God.
dogs they like exploring and
The
shit.
dogs are curious. Yeah,
I wanted to
they're
be like, hey, like, why don't we walk this way? Like, why don't you say you walk this way? But she wanted to walk over there. That's why I said, well, and I took a pic for the, I said, yeah, one of his gators in this bitch.
oh my lord.
Who were right there by that water. So then we finally got into Daytona Monday evening, which was phenomenal. Yeah. Got baked
Mhm.
into our new house. And then on Tuesday, yeah, the adventure thickens. Yeah, I didn't even get to this part yet. We'll when she moved into her place, like they didn't it wasn't a washer and dryer in there.
Okay.
And babe is like the kid, she's like, I don't do laundry mats and shit. It's like yeah. So it's like which I agree, yeah, I don't do laundry.
I know.
Yeah. It's not my idea of an outing. I'm just saying. But
Okay.
so she found a washer and dryer on Facebook Marketplace for like basically dirt cheap. They were practically giving it away.
Which
So
sometimes happens because people are just trying to.
and the guy
They
there
might be
was
trying to.
he was doing some demo himself like at his home.
Mhm.
Like yeah, so
You
he was
might be
like
trying to downsize or whatever, and people just be trying to get rid of stuff.
yeah,
And why not make a little extra money, like decluttering your home?
couple
Make a little
hundred or
extra
whatever.
money.
Yeah, to like yeah for washer and dryer. Like yeah, bet let's go out there. We saw it was a little bit of a drive from where we at, but it's like she's like it's worth it though.
Mhm.
like 200 or whatever it was. Yeah,
Pennies on the dollar, yeah.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah. So then we're driving in the GPS. I'm driving, like by the way, and then I'm exact. There's a little satire I'm putting here, but just to for emphasis. And it's like we driving on the regular road, like U.S. Route 40, like regular highway or whatever.
Yeah.
It says at the next right, make a turn on Old Town Road. It's like that. I'm just that's the name of it. And then I'm like, okay, I almost missed it because it looked like a little dirt path and shit. I was like, this is it. Then I
This
saw
is
the
the
sign.
road.
Must be it. It's like yeah. So then we make the right down. It's like a little narrow ass dirt road. I was like. I'm glad we in your trucks. Like the Cadillac wouldn't have made it down here. And then we were on that shit for like 4 miles too. It wasn't like it was like close. It was like several miles. We were on that back road and shit. And it was just like driving real slow. Like, okay, like, yeah, where the hell is we? Yeah, you got me going, babe. And then we just start passing like actual ranches. Like after a while, yeah, once we get deep into the trenches, there we passed an actual ranches. I was like, okay, yeah, I see where we at now. This is why
Natural Cucamonga.
yeah. This one of them towns that Jason Aldean wrote that song about. Try that in a small town. We are in that small town. We're officially in that bitch. It's like, then we almost got stuck. She's in a big ass Tahoe too. Like, yeah, with all wheel drive, and we almost got stuck. You know, the road is, yeah, you know, it's not stable. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not asphalt.
Yeah, it's like, yes.
Right.
It's gonna be like good parts and bad parts. And I just kept moving. I never stopped. I was like, as long as we
Yeah.
keep, we won't get stuck.
If you stop there, you get stuck.
Yeah, and I said, if we were in the Cadillac, we'd have never made it. So I'm glad we in this. Like, the Cadillac would have never made it into this.
Mm-hmm.
So then we finally get up there. She calls the guy to make sure we're going the right way. He says, "Okay, pull into the I'm just making up another name. I forgot the name. I said, pull into the Dixie Ranch. It's like I left the gate open and straight ahead, like exactly. So like, it was an actual ranch. We saw the only one with the gate open. So I don't want to accidentally go into somebody else's property because that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah.
Two black folks that ain't from around here, like wondering, sure they gonna come with the shotgun, like, yeah, hey, man, may I help you? Like,
You lost there?
You know where you're going? I'm sure that would. So I said, look for the one with the open. I said, there's the open gate. Okay.
I'm going to assume that this is it with the open gate.
Yeah, once we I said, because he told us, yeah, okay, come through with the open gate. We would throw through the open gate. We get up, but yeah, it's an actual ranch, yeah, big ass ranch. It's like, yeah, so we got him and his buddy. They loaded because we still had the trailer. We hadn't returned it yet. Said we're gonna use that to get the washer and dryer. So loaded into the trailer. I almost got stuck in the mud again because moving that trailer is interesting because it goes the opposite way of where you turn your wheel. It's like if you turn your wheel left, the trailer goes right. It's like,
oh yeah, because it does.
You got to get used to driving. That's why I have a new appreciation for truckers because of that shit. They driving in big ass 18 wheel trailers. Yeah. We just had a little trailer hitched on the back of her truck. So I have a new appreciation for truckers. I got a little taste of that driving that damn trailer. So shout out to all my truckers out there.
Yeah, I know a few truckers. I have a few truckers on my Facebook.
Yeah. But yeah, the guy, yeah, they were cool. Yeah. Because when I was like, oh, we gonna be good. I'm out of town too, so yeah, and I'll leave it at that. I'm not I don't have my usual you dig on me. It's like I was not practicing 2A that day because I was flying back. I was like, I don't want to bring that in. Yeah, like yeah. Have to you check it in at the airport. Like, yeah, what if I don't get it back? Like, I don't know. Like,
exactly.
So I'll just leave it. Yeah. And yeah. So I was like, so sick. Yeah. He had dogs. His dogs were friendly. Like they ran up to us like they were happy dogs, unlike the dumb dogs.
Like vicious dogs.
Dogs ran up. They were happy. They would jumped into the water because he had a little pond there too. So I hope it ain't gators in that bitch. It's like he had a little pond on his ranch. Dogs jump. I guess not. The dogs jumped in. The dogs wouldn't have jumped in because it was hot.
They had a ranch.
They would jump in and off. Yeah. So I was like, I hope it ain't gators in that bitch. Yeah. And then he's like, pretty much everything must go because what he was doing, he was demoing the house that was there. That we completely tearing this house down and build a brand new house here. I was like,
oh, that's cool.
Well, yeah. So it was all kinds of other stuff. He was like, yeah, only thing that's claimed for is that it was like a wood burning stove. He said, anything else, feel free to take it. We're getting rid of all of it. So Babe came up on a few other items too. So, okay, yeah, I need that. Like, she got like maybe 3 or 4 other items that he was just getting. It's like, yeah. So the drive was definitely worth it. And it gave me this story to tell too. That was the most important part. And I told him, this is my first time ever setting foot on a ranch. So I'm from Chicago. I was born and raised. Never been on a ranch in my life.
His eyes so big when you say you're from Chicago.
He was like, oh, cool. He's like, oh, cool.
Because sometimes when you say Chicago, they're like, how do you get it? Like we both have, and that's the thing I say about when you meet someone from a small town. It's like, I say we both have preconceived notions about how the other one lives.
Exactly,
We
like
both,
yeah, like how I feel. Like and think about about,
we do.
about to laugh. It's funny, but it's not. But I'm gonna say it anyway because I'll say dark shit. Like we were on that dark road. My first mind, I was thinking about Rosewood the whole time. I was like, I was like,
That happened in Florida.
how close was Rosewood to this place? That's what I was saying. How close was Rosewood? That's where my mind went.
I
Is
mean, my
Rosewood,
mind,
is Rosewood near this area? That's where my
I
mind.
think about that. Is it Sumner? You know, like where are we at? Where
Yeah,
are we
we were
going?
in Sumner, basically. That's what. Like, yeah.
Where are we going at this
Make a
point?
right on Old Town Road. Sumner is like 5 miles
I
up.
mean,
Like,
my mind races. I mean, I still have thoughts about being protected, but like I said, we both have the preconceived notions because we think that the small town is like we think that it's going to be hoods everywhere. Not being funny, as black people, like, okay, is it going to be hoods? Is it going to be crosses burned? Is it going to be that? Not
yeah, not
necessarily.
everybody's racist. Like these, like I said, the guys that helped us load the washer, they were actually cool. It's like yeah, we had a conversation about ranch life, like because I never.
I mean, on the other side, they think that how do you get around the city? Like the city is so big, it's like you don't ever get lost. You don't get like they think it's just so intimidating going to Chicago. Like you don't get lost, you don't get this, you don't get that. What about this? What about that? What about
And the other
this?
side, you think it's all crime. Like yeah,
All crime.
shootings on every corner. It's like that. It's like,
Like so, when you go outside, like, you know, you're not getting robbed. You're not getting like no, like no, we don't. It doesn't always happen, you know.
not everybody in the small towns racist. Not everybody in the big cities are thugs. Basically,
Right.
yeah.
It's just being aware of your surroundings and
Yeah.
know where you're at. Know where you're at all times. Just
I made sure I went exactly the way I followed my navigation, and then when she called, I made sure we went exactly where we were supposed to go. You know, I see the open gate; it's right there. It's like, so I'm not wandering on any of these other ranches out here.
the red gate that's open on the left. You know, it's like that.
I don't want to wander up
Exactly.
nobody else's ranch. It's like because
But that is the good thing about technology now is that with navigation, it does make it very precise. So you
yeah,
can just put it in directly, and your GPS will tell you
yeah.
step by step exactly where to go. But back
Yeah,
in the day when we had
and
the rabbit
they
now,
give you exactly yeah. Go past that, make a turn at the next one. They tell you if you at the wrong turn. Hey, go past this light, make a left.
make a U-turn if possible. But like I said, back in the day when Dad had that Rand McNally Atlas, and we had to go through that, you know,
That we might
that
have
was a
ended up
whole
on the wrong
different.
property. Yeah.
That was a whole. I don't even understand how we got around the '80s and '90s with like an Atlas. I don't see how we did
Around
that.
here, right? Yeah, like we might have got one of those.
Like
Like
we made
it had thick Southern accents too, so I was like, yeah, we definitely in rural Florida. And I was like, yeah, it sounded like what's his name? The sheriff from Rosewood, who played Yondu for Galleries of the
in
Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, he was in the Guardians. Yeah.
So they had thick Southern accents like that. Like Duke and shit, something like that. Had a thick ass Southern accent. I was like, yeah, we definitely deep in rural Florida now.
Yeah.
So then we loaded up, got back to Old Town Road. Had to take that long drive slow again with more weight now because now we got a shit full of in the trailer. It's like I really hope we don't get stuck.
Now
So,
you're just tired, just like this.
I'll say I don't know if OnStar reaches out this far. He's stuck. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how roadside where we'd have been calling his name. Chad was the guy's name. We'd have been calling Chad to come help us out of this bitch. So we're not gonna stop again. So once we got back to the highway to the main road, I was like, okay, pavement, yeah. But
I bet that was an experience though, like going through like yeah.
hashtag ranch life, yeah.
It is amazing to see stuff like that. I mean, I don't know how much I want to explore that, but I mean, it's a cool thing to like
it was worth it.
experience.
Yeah, I got the experience. I got this cool story, and babe got some good items for the house, like for practically nothing.
Your digs.
We got some good items. Yeah.
I like it.
So we got that stuff unloaded, and then that was most of the main stuff. And then Wednesday we spent on campus. No, I had to check out. That's why I got this lovely T-shirt from Cookman. Yeah. So and the energy there, it felt like being at Hillman. That was the energy I felt. So I'd never been on a HBCU campus before, yeah. So I was like, felt energy, yeah. Yeah, ours didn't go away to college, but yeah, I went to Kennedy King College, yeah. So yeah.
City Colleges of Chicago.
One of the city colleges of Chicago, yeah. So that was my college experience. It's like, yeah, was 69 and Wentworth, damn it.
Yikes.
Yeah, straight hood, yeah. But it was yeah, definite energy there. Like I felt it. I was trying to find a college radio station, but I think because class hadn't started, it was like we couldn't find the building yet. To be
Yeah.
honest, if you didn't look, it looked like is that even open? Is like so maybe they just shut down for the summer. I think the students started coming back the past Friday. I think that was like the big move-in day and all of that was Friday. So we were there on Wednesday. Yeah, so Friday.
Okay, so we weren't there yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
class starts next week, so like a lot of people probably came down on Friday. Is what I'm thinking. Class starts this week. Matter of fact, now we're in the new weekend, so class starts.
Yikes! Summer went so fast. It went by so fast this year.
Thursday was the aforementioned Daytona Beach Day, which I talked about. Yeah, we spent the day at the beach. This is it. They call it the world's most famous beach. I'm like, I see why. Yeah, this is nice. Yeah. So now it's been to both the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. I was telling Babe that because we and I went to Venice Beach. Remember? And
yeah, I remember.
Like we went to LA. Yeah, your first time in LA. Yeah, we went to Venice Beach, and I was. So now I got to experience both oceans. I was like, okay, yeah, both coastlines. Away, been coast to coast, so that's pretty cool. I was like, okay, got some Pacific. Now I got some Atlantic. Yeah. So, I don't know if I ever make it to the Indian Ocean. That's way on the other side of the world. But
yeah, that's hard.
it's like, so I got Pacific, got Atlantic. Yeah, so that was pretty dope. Yeah. And then Friday, we came back home. Like I put together a big ass TV stand for her. She got a TV as well too. It's like she didn't take a TV from home, so she found a hookup on a TV. Shout out to Open Box. The open items you get at the store. Yeah, they got the floor model when they were selling one, so it was a great.
Oh yeah, the open items. Yeah,
yeah, those are good. Yeah, like, so got a good deal on that TV. Yeah, and she didn't have anything to sit it on. She didn't want to know if she could put holes in the wall there because she doesn't know yet. So we just mounted. We just put it on the stand. It's like, so I had to put the stand together. So I spent all of my Friday. I said, like, hope I'm not late for this. So, but we got it just in time, and I was able to make our drive from Daytona to Orlando, which I was flying out of, because Orlando has nonstop flights. Daytona is a stopover in Georgia. I was like, I'm not stopping in Georgia again.
I'm not stopping in Georgia for now.
Yeah, done that. It's like, yeah. So I did the nonstop from Orlando to Chicago. So we got there in time. No traffic, which was good.
Nice.
Made my flight back. Feast picked me up from the airport because I didn't have my car. My car was at home. And he was one of the people that said, yeah, you'll never get out. You need to get out. I was like, yeah, because Feast is the opposite. Like, Feast is probably out of town right now. He's probably somewhere.
He does catch flights.
He probably went back to the airport after he dropped me off and got home.
Because I remember I was like, yeah, can you watch the kids this week? He's like, I'm going to be in New York. I was like, wait, what? He was just out of town like 3 weeks ago.
He went back to the airport after he dropped me, I think.
Yeah, he catches flights all day. So, I mean, I'll get there. Like I said, kids are getting older. So it's like, we'll get there soon. Kids are getting older. So
that's how my week went. Oh, and like, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, the final, the end, the cherry on top, I guess, like, or like the PS, like, yeah, that's how the order of the post credit scene, basically. Yeah, that's what, yeah, like, shout out our Marvel fans. The post credit scene was like, return to Bud Billiken, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wrapped my week up. Yeah, Saturday, Bud Billiken. Yeah. Let me pull this up because there's a lot of people that were out there. I got to shout out. There's no names and shit. Yeah.
And of course, I always attend Bud Billiken. Mom and the kids and I, we always are in our usual spot right there in the block with the TV cameras. And surprise, surprise, I made it on the Channel 7 News. I was on Channel 7 News Live. Yes, because when we got there,
Casper, we're gonna talk about him in a few.
yeah, we got there super early, and so we can get our good spot. And then some people who were working with the parade, they were walking up, and then they just asked me. They was like, "Hey," they was like in a bit. They said we're going to be on TV, and we need some people to do the cha cha slide. So they was like, "So can you do the cha cha slide on TV with?" I started laughing as soon as they said that because everybody who knows me knows that I'm a dancer. I love to line dance. Any line dance I will do. That's just who I am. So they was like, yeah, they was like, and even the kids, Ariana was like, I want to do it. I want to do it too. So then they was like, okay. They was like, go over. They was like, go practice. So we practiced a little bit. And then like a little after 9 o'clock when they came in, they interviewed the lady who's I think she was like the chair of the activities. So they were interviewing her. And then while they were interviewing her, we were in the background doing the cha-cha slide. And then Karen Jordan from Channel 7, the news caster, she actually joined us and she started doing it. And they got, I have the clip where I posted it on my social media. And they got me doing the how low can you go? Can you go down low? They got me. You can see me going all the way down. So I mean, I got good camera time, so you can actually see me doing the cha cha. You can see Ariane next to me doing it too. So I mean, it was really cool that I did get to be on TV and do the cha cha slide. So
Okay.
Your girl made it on TV. Yay!
So we were back out there. Like shout out DTLR. We were like right next to them, Mike Streets.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ozman was like, yeah, I was front and center on that bitch on the float, which was cool. Shout out Keno was out there from Street Sermons 102.3. We had Aisha who filled in for me the whole time I was in Daytona doing Oz radio. So
nice.
And then Norris, who's afternoons on the gospel station. So like we had like some of the talent that was out there. Mayhaw was broadcasting live from in the park. So she didn't ride with us. She was in the park at the end of the parade. So nice. Shout out Mayhaw. And then along the parade route, I got to shout out people I've run into. Shout out one of my mentors and homies, Ramon Ski. Ramon Ski Love, he was out there as always. Saw Tone Capone from WGCI out there, like former co-worker of mine, his power. Yeah. Who else did I see out there? Ronald McDonald. I didn't see Bozo this time. Saw Ronald.
I saw Bozo.
Didn't see Ronald McDonald. So I saw one clown at least. Yeah, I didn't see Bozo.
I saw Bozo because I yelled at Bozo and he was like to me.
My last experience with Bozo was quite epic. Yeah, I didn't see him this time, but we saw Ronald McDonald. So McDonald's float was like right there setting up with us too. They were right across the way. Who else did I see out there? The legendary Reverend Jesse Jackson. Like he drove right by us. Okay, yeah, because Jesse just retired from Push. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw Jesse.
80 years old. So yeah, let that man enjoy his goal.
And his son came and he shook our hands and everything. And you know how mom is. She was like, I voted for you. He was talking to mom. Yeah.
But yeah, we saw all of those. I guess they call them dignitary cars. Like with the politicians and Jesse. If you like all of those, they were lined up like the area where we were too. So we saw all of them like roll right by us. Was go Jesse? Okay. We saw all of the dignitaries cars. I guess
there's a lot of them out there because I saw the treasurer, comptroller. A lot of those cars were out there
in our area. Yeah. Danny Davis, all of them were right.
Yeah, we saw Danny Davis. The fact that he was out there still walking, I was like, what?
I know, because they had a car for him. He was in the car. I guess he jumped out along the way.
Yeah, he was walking, but he got by us. He was walking. I was like,
when I saw him, it's like,
whoa, and Danny Davis still walking? Like, whoa. Still not used to like the new guy with the Secretary of State. It's still Jesse White to me.
I don't remember the new guy's name. So it was Jesse White for like Jesse White for like 25 years. I think Jesse White was born Secretary of State.
Ever since I've been licensed, it's always Jesse Jackson.
I remember like one other Secretary of State. It was when George Ryan was Secretary of State before.
Yeah, I said when I started driving, it was always Jesse. When I started driving.
Jesse White was it for like 25 years.
For like 25 years, yeah.
Who else? Shout out Shondell was out there from
Nice.
radio. Yeah, he was chilling over in the chicken and waffle section. We drove right by. Shout out Shondell getting some chicken and waffles, baby. Yeah, he was over
Makes
there.
sense.
Chicken and waffles. And then along the route, we started seeing a bunch of different folks too. Like I said, it was I mentioned Rico, Michael Jackson. I forgot. Yeah, he was out there doing his his little.
Yeah, he's good. He's one of the best Michael impersonators. Like he's good. Mm-hmm.
Rico, Michael Jackson was out there. It was definitely a good time. Saw the dread-headed cowboy. I don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yeah, I saw him when he went past. Yeah,
out there. Yeah, we spoke with him for a minute. Yeah, and Oz got to have his one-liners. I was like, yeah, don't get arrested again, bro, because he had an incident in Indiana. Like, because people that don't know who the dread-headed cowboy is, he's a brother from the city that he rides a horse. Like, yeah, he's from the city, but he rides around on the horse.
He rides a horse, yeah, because we saw him ride past on his horse, and Ari and Khalil were like, "Oh, look at the horse! Look at the horse, guys!" So they were like just staring when they saw him go by.
And a lot of people like look at it; it looks weird, but like horses are like you are perfectly legal to you can ride a horse, like not on a highway, of course, but on a regular street you can ride one down. So he's like been pulled over more than once, but like by law enforcement questioning. It's like videos he posts, like, yeah, like he knows his laws too. He's like, hey, like, I can ride this horse down the street, like you can't tell.
You can ride a horse down Stony Island, basically. You can. Yeah. Down King Drive, you can ride a horse. Just
He was King Drive,
This was King Drive, yeah.
And he was in Indiana and had an incident and got arrested like some months back. And so I was like shouted on him. I was like, yeah, don't get arrested again, my brother. He laughed. But yeah.
You know your laws, you protect and you know your laws.
Yeah, he gets stopped all the time. Like, hey, what are you doing?
Your laws.
A horse is a legal vehicle I can own. Like I can ride this horse.
Yes.
Like you can't ride a horse, like, yeah, but people like you don't see horses, so it just looks weird. It's like so he gets but something happened. I think he might have been on the road he wasn't supposed to be on, but he ended up getting arrested. But he's out now, obviously, because he was at the parade.
He was at the parade doing his thing.
Well, shout out to Dreadheaded Cowboy. And that's pretty much my Bud Billiken experience. So it was.
Yeah, I had a good experience going. The kids always have a good time. They always enjoy it. And like I said, us being on TV with the cha-cha slide, that was excellent. And the fact that, we were able to honor Casper since he did just pass away. So
yeah, let's talk about that. Rest in peace to DJ Casper, creator of the cha-cha slide.
Not this time. Right foot, two stumps.
More than 65 or something like that. So that would have made him it would have made him 58, I think.
Yeah, 58, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cha-cha, real smooth.
So he had been battling some health issues recently. He had cancer. He had been thought he had beat it, but apparently it came back and cancer.
Yeah. But we always cha-chaing for him. I said, I hope we did him proud on the news. I hope we did. I hope he's smiling down at us, hoping that we did him right.
He created that as like a it was like a workout video is what it was like. Yeah, it's gonna be like that was the era of the like Tybo was big during that time. So he was creating that as a. And
Dance Bruce.
Richard Simmons was still around then. Is
like bye.
To the old days, like that was the era of that. Is like so that's why he created that. He was like wanted as a workout video, but it became what it became eventually.
It is good cardio. Like I tell anybody, if you want to get some good cardio and do some line dancing, if you do like 20 minutes of line dancing.
Oh, I forgot. Shout out DJ Will the Thrill. He was our DJ on the Art Float, our official Power 92's own DJ Will the Thrill. Shout out. But he was definitely had us going. Yeah, he played Blow the Whistle. I went nuts. I
wish I would have heard that. I would have been. I go. A little bit.
Yeah, me going definitely with that.
And shout out South Shore Drill Team. They understood the assignment. Everybody understood the assignment, but I love their costumes this year because they had the old school, like with the Adidas like suit, like they were dressed like the '80s hip hop. That's how they were dressed. That was their theme. So like, and then they were playing all the stuff that was Iron, the 50th anniversary of hip hop. They were playing like all the old school hip hop songs, and like they were like mixing all together. Like, they did like a journey of hip hop. That's what their theme was. Well, they started with like the early hip hop, and then they went up to like.
To do mine, but I'm gonna do my journey of hip hop. Is coming.
They understood it because I was like, yes, I was like, it's the anniversary. Like it was 50 years the day before the 11th, August 11th, 1973. Yep. So
cool.
Yeah.
Kirk in South Bronx, like actually, yeah, he was did a block party and basically like set the foundation of hip hop. Yeah. Is like the breaks, going back and forth on the records. Yeah, he's the first one to like, because back before that, it's like cats played, they had one turntable. You know, when the song goes off, the music stops, you like switching records. Like, so Herc had two turntables. He's the first to have two. It's like, to keep going back so the music never stops. It's like, he was the first to do that, And then and then you have the part of the song, like the break song, which they call like the break, the good part of the song. Which he created the break dancers, like the dancers would come and dance during that part of the song, and he'd go back and forth looping that, is like keeping that part going. So, cool Herc, like in the Bronx.
Who would have thought the hip hop would take it this far? Like they said, oh, it's a fad. 50 years later, no, it's not. It's still here.
Number one form of music in the world today, worldwide.
And it just feels so damn good, like hip hop. Like, I mean, I know people can have their opinions about, like, I know a lot of like we're the old people now. I always say we're the older generation now. Unfortunately, we are, but we can be critical and talk about hip hop today being trash, or like we could say that, but I mean, it's good stuff in every era. It's trash in every era. It is. I'm just being honest.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's good in every area. It's trash in every area.
Like it just so happens that the whack shit, like it fizzles out. So you only left good stuff. Like when you look back in nostalgia, people always talk about stuff was better. It's like, nah, you had whack shit back then too. It's always been whack shit. It's just like that. Nobody remembers any of that because it falls off. You had Mr. T do a rap record talk about his mama and shit. Like she had whack shit like that in the 80s.
Like, your mother, right?
Actual record and shit, yeah. So yeah, don't talk about
how Robinson was in the video.
Whack shit when that came out in the 80s and shit.
Yeah. Yikes. We remember that when it came out. Yikes.
Remember that shit, yeah. Pity the fool that don't like my rap record.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But hip hop at 50, I mean, I've been enjoying the tributes. Like everybody been doing their tributes. I didn't get to do my mix. Like I said, I was on vacation. So I was planning, I'm gonna do a journey of hip hop and I'll leave it at that. Yeah.
This is a journey into sound.
That's going into the song, into it in the mix, yeah.
Of course.
The sound.
You think about hip hop songs, the first songs that come to my mind.
7 minutes.
The Message. That's the first song I listened to that day. I listened to The Message. I was broken glass everywhere. Listen to my music in my cubicle.
The breaks, Curtis Blow, like you gotta the class.
Of course, I said hip hop, the hip to the hip hop. You don't stop the rocket. Of course, you gotta do that. Of course.
Like the question everybody's asking is like, so when did you what song got you into hip hop? Me, Run DMC, King of Rock.
Definitely Run DMC for you.
King of Rock, that's the one.
Let me think. Maybe like some LL Cool J or something.
Okay.
Probably like LL Cool J. Because he just made it so like, I need love. Maybe something like that.
The Bigger and Deffer album.
Because he was just so cool because he had the Kango and then he was handsome. So it was like, yeah. So as ladies, we're like, oh, okay. I guess that's such a girl answer. I guess, whatever. It's fine. But yeah, maybe something like that. Of course, whatchamacallit was like a groundbreaking too when Aerosmith and Run DMC did Walk This Way. Like that was just so.
Hell album. Now that I think about it, I think it was Rockbox that got me at Run DMC Rockbox. It was before King of Rock, then, so it was from the first album. So but yeah, Rockbox is like our earliest memory of hip hop. I'm thinking that I want to say it was Rockbox. Yeah.
My earliest I like remember breakdancing because I remember Shaka Khan, the Feel For You when they were breaking. Like I remember that.
Too. I forgot all about that era.
Yeah, when they were breakdancing. I thought that was just really cool when they were breakdancing the Shaka Khan video.
You also had Herbie Hancock who did Rocket.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right there, scratching in there. Yeah, the DJ. Like early hip hop. Yeah, Rocket. I was like,
and NWA took it to another dimension. Yeah, because they gave you that the N words with attitude. They gave you that edge. You know, they made it edgy. So
88 was like a good year. 88 was like 88 was like I call it a breakthrough year or it was like a huge year. Like it's like I don't know if I call it what's the word I'm looking for. Historic year, we'll say. Yeah.
Even whatchamacallit, I know like I said people want to try to talk about it now, but Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, like they took it another direction too.
They came
they made it they made it like fun, like Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble.
Brand New Funk and all of that. Yeah, they came.
Like stuff like that. Because I like Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble. Because they sample I Dream of G.
Like, parents just don't understand was the one that got me into the parents don't understand.
Kind of like the I Dream of Genie because I liked watching that with mom. I like, was that Nick at Night or whatever? Like I like.
Yeah, because I was that age. I was like, yeah, I was going into my teens at that time. I was like pre-teens, like I was at the age, but like the parents just don't understand. It's like when they said like, hey, like you don't need that name brand stuff to impress folks. It's like, yeah, like I was like, yeah,
I do. I need the new mics.
I need the mics. Yeah, they're gonna laugh.
I need the new mics. Because it wasn't Jordan 1, 2, 3, 4. It wasn't that yet. It was just the new mics.
I'm old enough to remember when Jordans didn't have numbers.
The mics, the new mics, the new mics.
or the ones with the elephant print. It'd be like that. It's like you described how they looked. It's like but
mics.
So yeah, I was at that age. Yeah, when but 88 was like a historic year, I say, because that's when NWA came out. 88. You also had like Big Daddy Kane was big, then BD big. 88 was like a historic year for hip hop. Yeah, that was
And then We Can Laugh.
Salt and Pepper dropped in 88. They were big.
Baby. Like I said, we can laugh and joke about, and then even still, another one who took another direction that we can laugh about, but he was huge. MC Hammer, he was huge. Like he's part of it. People can laugh and talk about, but it is different genres of hip hop, and people did have their place. Like Hammer, he did the whole commercial. Hammer was huge.
Yeah, like
he was huge.
90, like that was his run. Yeah, 89, 90ish. Yeah.
Yeah, he was huge. I mean, after Pumps and the Bumps, that was kind of that
was never a Hammer guy, so like all of it pretty much wasn't my thing. But a lot of people after Pumps and the Bumps, they were over him. I was over him from day one, pretty much. Just like
he had KFC commercials, and he was huge.
Pepsi commercials he was doing.
Pepsi, he was huge.
The first rappers to get an endorsement deal was Run DMC though.
Run DMC for
Adidas because they had
Adidas.
Because like sneaker deals that only went to like athletes before that. They were the first rappers to get one. And how they did it, they said they invited the executives to one of their concerts and said, "Watch this, all right, everybody put your Adidas in the air." People were pulling their shoe off, throwing it up. So it's like, yeah, like so you gonna sign us now? So
yeah, and that's all you can do.
Yeah,
proof is in the pudding. Let me sign my deal.
It's like 20,000 people waving their shoe in the air. It's like yeah. So and they got the deal based on that.
Smart.
The Fat Boys were big, like in the '80s. I'm just thinking of all the like
Mhm.
early pioneers of hip hop. Yeah, the Fat Boys, like was, and they people call them gimmicky, but Fat Boys, looking back, actually, they Fat Boys were pretty damn good.
All you can eat. I like all you can eat.
Crush Groove, yeah, Crush, yeah.
Of course, what you call it? That broke color barriers. Beastie Boys, they broke color barriers.
Boys, they were also in Crush Groove as well too. Yeah,
They broke the color barriers because they showed that hey, hip hop is not just black. It's like it's a universal thing. Like everybody loves hip hop. Anybody can enjoy hip hop. So
me and my horse in a court of beer.
which they had to kind of hide that they were white at first, but they
Now,
had to hide their white.
color License to Ill, they pictures are not on that motherfucker. Yeah. Which is like Russell Simmons said, "Hey, like don't put your picture." Yeah, the hood would have rejected him. Yeah.
Like Bobby Caldwell, he had the silhouette of him on the bench, so you couldn't see Bobby Caldwell.
In the Sunshine Band, they couldn't put Casey's picture on his like, yeah.
Marie, you could put her first. They had to hide their whiteness. It's fine.
Like brothers ain't playing. It's like I ain't playing this shit. It's like yeah. We just hand him a record and it's hot, but okay, let me play it. But if you see white, it's like I don't play it.
I'm not playing this.
Especially that era. It's like yeah.
But they broke color barriers, so it's like a lot of like the message is one of my favorite ones because that was like the first time hip hop really talked about like okay, broken glass everywhere. You know, rats in the front row, roaches in the back. You know, they were talking about like
hip hop was like happy go lucky. That was the first time it got real in this bitch.
It got real. Yeah. A child is born with no state of mind. Like you know, they got real on that. It
was all about partying and everything before that, but they said, okay, yeah, life ain't a party, yeah, like the message actually, yeah,
it's with real issues. Like I'm
Melly
about to lose my head.
Melly Mel with the broken glass everywhere. Like,
don't push me because I'm close to the edge. I'm about to lose my head. Like that's real shit. It is. People go through that.
Going under.
I'm about to go off.
The song is still relevant now because Coil Ray sampled it for players. Like, so even now in 2023, the song still hits even now. So that shows you like
recognize all the samples.
The reach of the message that it still hits even now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go into the 90s era. That's like probably my favorite era of hip hop. That's when you got Tribe, you got Daylight, you got Black Sheep. Yeah, that was Gang Starr. That's the era when I really started. That's when I knew I was just something I'm gonna listen to forever. It's not gimmicky. It was around that time, around like 1990. It's okay. It's not a gimmick. This shit is here to stay. It's around.
Yeah. And then whatchamacallit, then you had the fast rap. You know, we gotta give it to Twister. The fast. You gotta get the fast rap. You know that.
Yeah, we haven't even touched Chicago yet. Yeah.
That's at Chicago. That fast rap. We rap fast over here. We do that in Chicago.
And then well, first Cube left NWA. I forgot that he went on a successful solo run. Shout out to Vaseline. It's like
one of the best disc records.
And then shortly after, about a year later, Dre left NWA, and which led to the start of Death Row Records. It's like, yeah, it's a whole nother era of hip hop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like he discovered a young kid from Long Beach by the name of Calvin Brodus, known as now Snoop Dogg. Yeah, he discovered them with them. And then you had Daz and Corrupt, you had Lady of Rage, you had Nate Dogg, you had Warren G. Is like, yeah, that whole era. It was like, yeah.
Can we give props to Nate Dogg? Like, just like how he just had the best hooks. Like a Nate Dogg hook, even the went to the corner store, you know what I'm looking for. St. Ides, even that was dope.
Looking back, they were pushing malt liquor. It's hilarious now.
Yeah.
To kids and shit. We listen to those. Yeah, liquor crack to kids. No way those commercials will make the air now.
Yeah. Because like people really were with the 40 ounce with the St. Ides, this ST curricular Ides. But I mean, and then the Sprite commercials with Biggie on it, you know, it's like Sprite really delved into hip hop.
Yeah, Cuba and all of that, yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, shout out Brand Nubian. They were from that era too. Yeah, like Grand Cuba and all of them doing the Sprite commercials. Yeah.
See, we're taking you guys on a journey. Of course, I love Diggle Plans. We be to like what keep be to like, well, cool like that. Cool like that. Like I liked them. They had a nice groove because I liked when they married hip hop with like jazz. Like I liked
That
the
was
whole jazz.
Live Gangstar. That was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that whole sound. I like that whole sound. I do.
And then you have Arrested Development was out during that time. Shout out Speech. Said, I am
everything people. Tennessee.
Also in Tennessee.
Tennessee. See, Alex and I are taking you on a journey. Like I said, I didn't profess to be like, I mean, you're a semi hip hop historian. Like if I want to know something about hip hop, I do go to you. I'm like, okay, Oz, like you're the historian about that type of stuff. And I didn't think that I was that big of a, but then as I'm like doing this now, I'm like, I know more about hip hop than I think I do. Cause I think I would never claim to be somebody who knew, I would never claim it like that. Cause I don't want to get embarrassed. And then like a real person who knows their stuff, like shout out Marcus Chapman, a real person who knows music. I get embarrassed.
I go to music historian whenever, yeah.
I get embarrassed.
Like, what year did so and so come out? He could tell you right off the top of his head.
It came out December 5th. Like, wait, why do you know the exact day? Like, what are you doing?
We had and then once Death Row became a thing, Bad Boy became a thing. Like you mentioned, Biggie's like Biggie, Craig Mack, and all of that era. Yeah, Puff. Yeah,
I was Harlem shaking. You couldn't tell.
Shit, yeah, all of that. Yeah.
Harlem World was a great album. The Macy's first album. I like Harlem World was on steady rotation for me when I was in high school. That was like my junior year. Yeah, I think that was like my junior year of high school. That was on rotation for me.
And then you had Nas and Jay-Z, Mobb Deep, like all of them started dropping. Yeah.
Yeah. I forget Queen Bee, Lil' Kim. Like she was the one who like it was ladies like before, obviously, but then Kim was the first one who really did like
sexual. Back that up. Yeah, let's go back. Yeah, we forgot all about the ladies. What about Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, era,
Yo-Yo,
Roxanne Shante in the early '80s. It's like
Money in the middle, money in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had the ladies, but then, like I said,
the Lil' Kim, Foxy Brown.
They sexualized it. They made it like, okay, we can rap and keep up with the fellas, but I'm gonna have on a bikini. I'm gonna be sexy. I'm gonna be sexy with mine. They did that. They made it sexy.
And then Brat came out in West Side and the whole thing.
Yeah, West Side was West Sided. 60644.
644. She came out the gate, snap with that Funkified. Yeah, she had one of the best debut singles ever. Yeah, I think Funkified. That was a hit. And then we get into the later '90s, and we have a whole nother era of talent coming into the later '90s. That's when you get DMX, the Rough Riders. Yeah,
college. Yeah, that was college for me by then.
Yeah, we had the South said, hey, like we make good music too. We had
yes.
Outkast from the ATL. You had out in Houston, you had Willie D, Scarface, Bushwick, the Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, them representing Houston. Yeah. Shout out Jay Prince. Then we had Master P and New Orleans sound. No Limit, and then eventually Cash Money. Yeah, New Orleans.
Taking over for the 99 and 2000s. If you want to get a millennial to bat that ass up, just drop that. Every millennial, drop that.
Let me give No Limit their flowers first. Yeah, you got P, you got Silk the Shocker. You got Mia X, you got Mystical, that whole career. And then Cash Money, you got, of course, Bebe, later known as Birdman, then Juvie, BG, Wayne, so Manny Fresh, yeah. Let's shout out all some of our favorite producers. That's my favorite. Beats is like, so we got to shout out Manny Fresh. You got to shout out Timbaland. You got to shout out Swiss Beats, Dre. Q-Tip would try him and Shaheed. They're like, yeah, you got to shout out.
That nigga Daz.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, like, shout out some of my favorite.
Later, Mr. West, when he came in the early 2000s.
We ain't there yet. We ain't there yet. You know, we still we still around it. We still the 9 into the 2000 right now.
Okay. I jumped ahead.
We shout out DJ Premier, like I said, with legendary gang star. Yeah. We got Rick Rubin. I forgot. Yeah, Run DMC, BC Boys. Like he did that stuff. Yeah. Forgot all the legendary Rick Rubin.
Yeah.
Now we get into the 2000s era. So now let's we got Ludacris. We got like T.I. It's like we get era of hip hop now.
3 6 Mafia.
3 6 Mafia, yeah.
Who won an Oscar. It's hard out here for a pimp. Won an Oscar. Shout out another racial thing, Eminem, who like broke more barriers again. Eminem, you know.
I forgot about MC Search in third base, like another white wrestler.
Yeah, we forgot about him. We gonna still go Vanilla Ice. We gonna skip him. We'll skip over Vanilla Ice.
I would just talk about when Suge Knight hung him from the
He's a much better house flipper. I'm glad he found his passion, and he's a much better real estate than he was a rapper.
So then, yeah, you have that whole era of hip hop, yeah. And then we get to Mr. West.
Mr. West is in the building.
Kanye started out as a producer, much like Just Blaze was from that era. But then he was like, yeah, I rap too. I ain't just a
Chicago accent.
Yeah.
With Chicago accent.
And Kanye was going, he was determined. He was like, he was going to get his. I ain't going to box me in as a producer.
Kanye is the definition. Shows what happens when you bet on yourself. Yeah. Sometimes you do have to bet on yourself. And he bet
just doing beats out, like you kept doing that, but he kept saying, no, I rap. Yeah.
No, I rap.
Yeah. Until somebody.
Mos Def and Talib Kweli.
Black Star. Yeah. I forget.
Yeah. And then another one that came out of 2000s, Mr. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson.
Oh, yeah. I'll forget before we get to that. How we forget about the whole Murder Inc. sound? Yeah, with John and
it's murder.
Yeah, and Irv got it. Yeah, which led to like 50 Cent coming out.
we would include Irv with after how he acted about Ashanti. It's kind of like how he kind of acted. Oh, Nelly. How can we forget Mr. Nelly and the St. Lunatics?
Yeah. Murphy Lee and all of them, the St. Louis sound. Yeah.
Because he was like, okay, we do stuff over her in St. Louis. We do it over there. You know, he made that St. Louis sound. Then you had Chingy, like, yeah, I do it right there too. You know, then Chingy came in, like, okay.
Then once Ye got it, and then like Chicago had a bit of a movement because like Common is already out. He had a bit of a career resurgence by getting with Ye. Because Electric Circus was kind of booty and shit. That album was. So B is the album that put what's the name?
Yeah, go.
That's that album put Common back on the right path because like
that album was good.
Because it fell off because like he had like Water for Chocolate, which was solid, yeah. And then you had Electric Circus, which was mid. And then you got B. It's like, no, that's the Common that we know right there. Yeah. So like, yeah. And then Twister was like, yeah, he blew up during that time because he almost signed with Rockefeller too. Like Twister got huge like during that time. I'll shout out to what die as well with Cole Pimpin', the late Johnny P. Yeah.
Oh, he could do a hook too. He could do some hooks too. He could do some hooks too. Give him his recognition. Yep.
So Chi-Town, we had two young ladies also repping, Infamous Syndicate. So Latifah and Rashana. So also called as Tifa and Shauna. Yeah.
And Shauna.
Lana, she went solo eventually, but her and Tifa started out together. The first time I saw them was at House of Blues. I opened up for somebody we forgot to mention as well, Busta Rhymes. They opened up for Busta. Yeah. Shout out LONS, yeah.
Busta was that dude.
Opened up for Busta. When they were rapping, I actually thought Tifa was the better rapper. Like, yeah. I was like, little one, like little bitch, she getting it, yeah, because she was doing the Chicago. She was rapping like I was like, yeah.
And Shauna still got it. I follow her TikToks, her social media, and Shauna is still she can still spit. Shauna can spit still. I was like, yeah, we need you back. You can still spit. We need her back. Shauna can. But yeah, we've had quite a journey. Like I
Yeah.
said, we didn't get to like the new, like I said, the new people, like, you know, when you got like the Migos and you know,
Yeah.
like your
Well, before we get there, we almost skipped an area. How you going? I'm not gonna let you disrespect Mr. Young Draco and shit. Yeah. Fucking Soldier Boy and this bitch. He kicked off that sound. God damn it. Yeah. And he came out, and then there's a whole. And then speaking of Drake, yeah, Young Money sound, yeah, Cash Money led to Young Money with Drake and Wayne and Nicki. Tyga is like they had a whole movement, yeah.
Tyga.
I got some
I know. I just want to make a fat Tyga. I know. Just his antics off of recording.
Rack City slapped. Speaking of which, DJ Mustard on the beat, yo. So West Coast right there. He kept the West Coast sound going because West Coast kind of went away for a little while, and then Mustard on the beat, and then Kendrick was like the new West Coast. Yeah, he led West Coast, the leader of the new West Coast sound. Yeah. Well, I just saw last week.
I got loyalty and royalty inside my DNA. Yeah, we've had quite a journey. Like, so from
the Migos and Ray Shremmerd and Bobby Shmurda and yeah.
Lives in the city. So from
this is the
Grandmaster Flash and then to the Migos and everything in between. Like, it's you see how far that we've come from there to now. It's like we've come quite a ways.
And we just getting started. Here's to the next 50. Damn it.
Yes. 50 years of hip hop.
We're gonna have to quick take all of this shit because we went long.
we honor 50 years of hip hop. Hip hop was 50 years only comes around once every you know. I can't wait to see what they're going. I'm jumping ahead, but I wonder what the diamond's going to look like. 75. Can you imagine?
That's gonna be sick, yeah. Quick take some of these Tory Lanez getting 10 years. Let's quick take all of this. For shooting Meg Thee Stallion. How much time do you think he actually does? I don't think he does the whole 10.
3 years tops.
3 to 5, I'll say, yeah.
And then he's going to get deported anyway, so.
Yeah, send his ass back to Canada, yeah. Got a couple of new babies to talk about. Rihanna and ASAP had baby number 2.
Which was a girl. Which we figured it was a girl. We figured it was because they were dropping clues. They were dropping little hints.
Yara and Russ are having baby number 4.
Yes.
So a couple of the little baby talk right there. Yeah.
Yes.
What else we got? Something happened at the Dirt concert. I don't want to talk about it. Looked like some tomfoolery that went down at the United Center on Saturday. I've mentioned that, and y'all look up Lil Durk United Center, and y'all can see what I'm talking about if you feel like going there. But I'd rather not talk about that right now, kid. Also, I'm waiting for the kid to see what your thoughts are on all of this mess that's coming up. Where we going next, kid? I think Naima's frozen, but we're gonna make it work. She froze on the song of Wayne Brady coming out as pansexual, whatever the hell that means. When you think about Wayne Brady pansexual, he froze on Wayne Brady's pansexual announcement, which I don't even know what that means, like, kid. I hope you can hear me just fine on this, but kid, what you think about that? I don't know. I don't think Naima can hear me, but we're gonna get ready to wrap this shit up in a sec. You hear me now, kid? I hope you hear me because I'm just rambling. on the otherwise. But yeah, the kids' audio went out, so she can't hear me right now. But we're gonna wrap this thing up. I guess next week we'll do a whole episode about the Bama Brawl. So not another damn podcast. Episode 324, the Oz episode. We're gonna wrap it up a little something like this. Definitely appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast. I hope you can hear me, but you can't hear me. So you want to support us further, give us a like here. We wrapping up. Also subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms. Some about Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, TLC Talk Radio. What up, Tasha? YouTube and your Amazon Alexa devices. You can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well. Shout out once again to the lovely Lindoria starting up her new gig, Bethune-Cookman, HBCU style. You can follow Naima at all of her social media, Miss Ema626 on Twitter and Instagram. Also, you can follow her on Facebook. Find under straightgullyproductions.com, all of that stuff. You can find Naima there. And I'm Ozman the Wizard, and that's Naima. We will talk to you later. Bye. I'm gone.